The US government bans investment in Huawei and 50 other Chinese companies. Oh my goodness, Biden, what are you doing? What are you doing? We thought it was going to get better and easier. It's getting a lot harder. Okay, this is Ahmed Bariki, but you could call me Slorks, and of course it's Monday, so we're going to be talking about tech and the most related news and analyze them as well. And I know that WWDC is going to be tonight. Make a separate video and talk about that, just because it's going to be its whole thing. But also, what was its whole thing is Harmony OS and the announcement that Huawei made last week for Harmony OS and everything that we're supposed to look forward to in terms of Harmony OS. And I'm one person that kind of predicted this, and now that I see it, I still think it's going to struggle. So Harmony OS was announced on June 2nd with actual official hardware for the first time in the form of a pad and in the form of a watch. And the Huawei P50 Pro was kind of teased, but they were so, like, here we go. Let me open this in a new link. It was teased. This was the teaser that they put up. Unbelievably looking good with those camera sensors on the back and promising some amazing camera features that you'll be able to get with it. But there's no phone. There's nothing tangible that you can hold your hands on. And they were like, oh, because you know what's going on. So the phone is already late, and they said it's going to come out in spring. It's been summer here. Honestly, I don't see this phone coming out anytime soon. And even if it does, it's going to come out in small quantities, which will make the demand probably really high for it. It'll increase the price. And it's going to be the first phone to utilize Harmony OS out of the box. But with that being said, Harmony OS will be available on a lot of phones, all the way back to Mate 10s, people. So they're going back about 3 years in terms of support of software. And that's a promising thing. That's what I liked about it. The fact that they're actually going to go back to support old devices with Harmony OS, which will increase the benefit of you using the phone and will increase the willingness for people to invest in those new devices. Given that Harmony OS can support outdated hardware like that, it is really, really phenomenal. In terms of how the operating system looks, it's already been leaked for a while, right? And there's nothing new there or surprising in terms of how it's going to be utilized. It's going to be built on the same foundation that Android is built on. It will be able to run Android apps. So again, it's just going to be a more bona fide Emotion UI with the back end of Huawei mobile services. And in terms of visualization, it's not looking any different than what we already have in our hands with the Huawei devices. So did it fix the problem? No, it did not, because it still is limited in terms of applications. Will this lure more developers to work? Will they be able to? The ban that I was just talking about just makes it a lot more harder for all those developers to be able to work with Huawei. I really believe it's a political issue more or less than them trying to actually make their own ecosystem and put up their walls and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, if you're not giving me the applications that I want, I will not use your device. And you can make all the operating systems you want and have it utilized with all the little Internet of Things. If I'm not getting my applications, I'm not switching. And I don't think Huawei fixed this with Harmony OS. So that's why I'm not that excited about the new products, because I think they're going to be crippled in terms of application support. If you disagree with me, let me know down below. So Google launches the Pixel Buds A series, which are $99. Although those will not be available officially here, but you can pick them up on Amazon, and they're going to come up in 2 colors. I have the Pixel Buds. They work really, really well, a lot better than the old Pixel Buds. Those are going to work the same. They're only cheaper, so we're going to be missing out on the drivers, active noise cancellation, and what have you. But if you just wanted a Buds that just work, yeah, they work really well. So Apple is hinting for an Android app for the AirTags, which is something that you really, really need, honestly. Because the only way you can interact with an AirTag on an Android device right now is if you tap it on the back and it just gives you the information of the person that has the AirTag or the owner of the AirTag. But that's it. When you actually have an application be integrated for Android, this means that people can invest in an AirTag and not need to invest in the whole Apple ecosystem, which will give you the benefit of the AirTag, which is huge. Just no need for you to actually be invested in the Apple ecosystem, which is kind of weird for Apple to do, but at the same time, it is something necessary. And yeah, kudos to them. Qualcomm Snapdragon Triple successor detailed in a 4nm processor and X65 modem. So they still not gonna have the modem be built into it, but it will be built on the 4nm architecture with TSMC, which is kind of showing you that Qualcomm is already sticking it to Samsung, saying, you know what, we'll just work with TSMC, given that the 5nm processor architecture that is the Snapdragon Triple right now is built by Samsung. The successor is not. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. It just means that Qualcomm is kind of probably getting iffy with Exynos getting a lot better and will get better. And I really believe it'll be the best processor in 2022. I'm just saying. And then finally, we have one of the most highest anticipated devices leaked in colorful renders. I'm talking about the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE, supposed to be launching alongside 2 foldable devices sometime in August. And this is a significant point in terms of how Samsung announcing their products, because usually in August is when we get the Note series, and we're not going to get any sort of Note series this year. I don't think so. We're going to be getting foldable devices, the Flip and the Fold, and then we're going to get the FE. And the FE is a highly anticipated device because, honest to God, I think it's going to be the best bet in terms of comparison to S21 Ultra, S21 Plus, S21 regular. I like the S21 regular, but I know the FE is going to be a lot more better phone for that value. Just Samsung is doing a really good job with the FE series. I think they're going to continue to make them, and it is a highly anticipated device because it gives you a lot for value. So I'm looking forward for this phone big time. And then finally, today's WWDC. Now, I'm not going to be covering it live, but I will be covering a whole separate video talking about the event. I'm looking forward for iPadOS. I'm looking forward for new hardware in terms of new M1 chip form factor or whatever for the SoC. But I didn't want to wait until the end of the day to make this video because I want it to be its own separate video. So thank you guys for watching the video all the way till the end, and do consider subscribing if you're enjoying this type of content. And please, as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.